Today, we're joined by Joseph Noone, our Strategic Partnership Manager, and we're going to talk a bit about this year's iGB Live in London, what stood out, what we learned, and what's next. You've recently joined Betinvest as Strategic Partnership Manager. Could you share a bit about your previous experience and how you connected with the team?
Absolutely, yeah. So the first thing I'd say it's a pleasure to be here chatting with you today, but also a huge pleasure and privilege to be working with the team over at Betinvest. Very early days, but so far so good. But to talk about my experience specifically, I've spent the vast majority of my career working in both the iGaming and tech sectors. And that's kind of ranged from working for huge multinational operators all the way through to emerging tech startups and everything in between. So my focus has always really been on kind of building strategic growth, driving market expansion, and kind of building on high impact partnerships. But what really attracted me to Betinvest was their innovation first culture. So they've got a huge focus on esports and fast content, but being able to deliver that in a kind of scalable and modular way, in a solution led way, it aligns with where the industry is headed. Certainly feels like it's a huge growth area. So as a team, they don't just talk about agility and performance; they're kind of actively building for it. But ultimately, it's about working with great people who are doing incredible work.
What were your main objectives at iGB Live London 2025?
Yeah, so look, it's great to get all of the industry in the same place at the same time. It doesn't happen very often, so when it does, you really need to kind of make the most of those opportunities. But our key objective at Betinvest was to kind of strengthen our presence in the European market by taking that opportunity to showcase our most dynamic offerings. So, particularly focusing on fast betting and our esports offering. So, the show presented the ideal platform for us to be able to connect face to face with our existing partners and clients, but also to explore new opportunities with potential new partners. So we were there to kind of demonstrate the flexibility and scalability of our solutions and be able to do that in real time. But beyond just business development, it was also about listening. It's a great listening exercise, so that we're able to understand the evolving needs of operators and then being able to identify where we can come in and provide immediate value.
Which elements of Betinvest's fast betting and esports portfolio resonated the most with prospects during live demos at Excel?
So from a product perspective, I think the kind of speed, engagement, and seamless UX of our fast betting products, that really seemed to make an impression, especially when you combine that with the accompanying live stream content, which is super important. That real time experience keeps engagement high, keeps retention high. And then on the esports side of things, partners seem to really respond to the depth of our offering around EA Sports FC, NBA 2K, and then also Cricket 24, which is a sport that's very close to my own heart. So we're not just offering generic feeds here. We're delivering content for today's mass market bettors. And we're doing that through always on tournaments, doing it in a modular way that's easy to integrate and deliver. And I touched on the live stream element earlier on, but just to kind of dive into a bit more detail on that, it's super important for operators because it drives so many key metrics for them. So things like acquisition, retention, bet frequency, and staking behavior. So super important to have that live stream content.
What valuable feedback did you receive from partners around integration, content localization, and real-time delivery in the dynamic European market?
Yeah, so as with any show, there was tons and tons of feedback. It's the same for anyone that was there. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. In our case, it was overwhelmingly positive. But I think the standout feedback for us was both the speed and flexibility that we're able to work with partners with our API driven approach. It kind of allows partners to be able to integrate at their own pace, whether they want to go quickly, get the integration done within a matter of weeks, or actually take a little bit more time and be a bit more considered with their approach. But also whether they want full stack delivery or to perhaps be a little bit more customized. So I think operators really want content that is regionally relevant and regulation ready. And our global framework with local alignment really seemed to resonate in that respect.
Based on your conversations and demo engagements at the event, what strategic partnerships or new approaches do you foresee prioritizing over the coming months?
Yeah, so our main areas of focus at the moment are going to be to deepen our relationships with operators, with platforms, and with aggregators. And we're really looking to work with people that need differentiated, high frequency content, and want someone that's able to deliver that with a fast time to market. So operators and platforms and aggregators that are looking for tailored fast betting and co-branded esports as a priority. That's really where we can kind of help partners to boost engagement and retention through our unique content formats and live streams. But more broadly, looking kind of bigger picture, we're continuing to invest in scalable strategic partnerships that deliver mutual value, mutual profitability, and operational efficiency. But at the end of the day, we're here to help partners grow and do it in a smart way and a sustainable way.